Holy smoke. The Xpedition Smoke is all of that and 2 bags of chips. I've seen some reviews on this bow, and typically I don't care really how fast the bow shoots. I want it to be accurate and stuff. So I didn't get the bow because of the speed necessarily. I got it because of the reviews, and if you can use the speed, especially if you could get lower poundage and still get the speed, then it's best of both worlds in my opinion. But so I got my bow Thursday or Friday, I believe it was. Took Xpedition like about a week to ship that thing to me, so I appreciate that. Right out of the box, the finish, like some people have already said, the finish on this thing is like nothing that Xpedition's put out before, or at least none of my bows that I've had. This thing's nice. I like the color on it. I guess it would be a dark smoke, maybe even like a battleship gray, or just a little bit, a little darker. I have actually ordered gas ghost for this, so I don't have anything on it other than a peep set or a D loop here. I don't have a peep in it or anything else. I don't have my HHA Virtus tied in. I just use the little clamp that comes with it. But I just wanted to get some draws on this thing, test it out and see what it would do as close to IBO spec as I can get it. It's literally, they come in 60 or 70 pound right hand. I typically shoot a 65 pound bow, or actually a 63 now, after a couple shoulder surgeries. But anyway, this bow came from the factory at 69.94 pounds, okay? It is dead money 30 inches. I measured it with a tape measure. It is dead money 30 inches. So, you know, that's 0.06 from IBO standard, and that's a whole nother deal. But anyway, just to kind of give you some numbers so you can play with them how you want to, okay? So I literally have a D loop on it, and that's it. That's just the string, you know, that splits the string. I didn't do anything else to it other than put my rest on it and a D loop, and I went and shot it, okay? Like I said, 69.94 pounds draw. It's at 15.85 hold weight, which is 77.3% let off for you math gurus. I shot 2 different arrows. I shot literally a 350 grain PS23, and I'll have the photos added on the video. 350 grain PS23, 354 feet per second. Straight out of the chrono. I got pictures and all that. Then I shot a Black Eagle Rampage, is 452 grains, and it shot 313 and some change. I've got the HHA Tetra on it. That's a kind of a bigger, heavier sight. I think it's kind of standard now, but the bow, when I initially grabbed it and set it up, I was like, ooh, it's a little top heavy. And I'd heard somebody else make that comment. But once I got to full draw, it balanced out well. It holds extremely well, and I think that has a lot to do with the ergonomics on the grip. But there is, it does have the lower mount right here. Obviously it's got the front, but if you wanted to add some weight, if you had some issues and you don't necessarily like running stabilizers, if you just wanted to run like a stubby right there to kind of balance it out, it would be perfect for you. I don't plan on putting any stabilizers on this thing. The cams are monsters, man. They're like, wow. I mean, that was when I first got it out, I was like, holy cow, that thing's huge. And for this being a speed bow, it is dead in hand, and I have not like tuned this bow yet. but it had no shock in it hardly at all. It was just like boom, and it was super quiet with, again, no silencers or nothing on this thing. Now I was just shooting on the chrono, but I was extremely impressed right off the jump on this bow as far as the after shot, the quietness, the way it held. You know, if you've shot Xpeditions much, it's got the dual limb stops on it. You can really set that thing how you want it, whether you want a little bit more of a let off or a little bit less, however you like to set it. You can just micro adjust that thing and get it dialed in the exact way you want to. The next thing I had was, now keep in mind, I said I typically hunt with the 63-pound bows, and this is right at 70 pounds. Right at the end of the draw, it's got a pretty good bump in it. Now, with that being said, I've been shooting my XL, and you know, for me, I think during season when I'm accustomed to it, this will not be an issue at all. I will hunt with this bow. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just being realistic about it. That's a big cam. It's got to generate some speed somewhere. Right at the end of my draw, it was kind of stiff right there, and then boom. It didn't just fall into the hole like a huge, like a cliff, you know, because sometimes when it cliffs over, the problem is if you creep just a little bit, you're fixing to have shoulder surgery. It held back extremely well. Again, I'm looking very much forward to tuning this bow and getting some reps behind it, a couple hundred shots, and Xpedition, you did a good job.
So here's my MX-16 that I've been shooting for the last 2 years. Just gonna show you that in comparison to the Smoke, which is real similar to the MX-15. That's basically an MX-15 riser with some different cams and limbs. As you can see, that cam on the Smoke versus that cam on the 16. So the other thing I was going to do real quick is show you scale here. This arrow, that is not right. Not quite sure what's going on here. Show you the weight on the Rampage here. 452. That is the one that shot 313 feet per second. And the PS23 that I had, that is 350 grains exactly, and it shot 354 feet per second. So, again, the Smoke is all that. Xpedition, you did a great job. Kevin Struther, Q, whoever is working on this bow, Ethan, nice work, guys.